G'day everyone, and welcome to another adventure on the Hakka Experiment. Today we're heading to Streaky Bay, and it's a place famous for rugged coastlines, rock pools, seals and strong winds. It's beautiful, peaceful and full of nature. Well, apart from us arriving in a diesel ute with a 3-ton caravan, we're going to explore rocks in pools, rocks in paddocks, discover some amazing wildlife lying on rocks, and we'll see plenty of ordinary rocks as well. Hey, and if you want to become part of the experiment, all you got to do is subscribe. Just stopped off at the Colton roadside bakery. Gonna get some sticky fruit buns.
They look beautiful, and they've still got condensation, so they've been warm.
And a white high top.
Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, it smells so nice. Oh, it smells beautiful.
Streaky Bay is one of those peaceful coastal towns, you know, where you come to relax, unwind, and then immediately try to squeeze in as much sightseeing as you can. Please don't take this as a full travel guide though, it's not. It's more of a rundown of what we got up to while we were here. We've got 3 nights here at Streaky Bay Islands Caravan Park. First up, the plan is just to have a look around town, do some shopping, then we'll do Cape Bauer and Whistling Rocks, head out to the Westall Way Loop, and then later on visit Point Labatt and Murphy's Haystacks. So basically, we've got a very organised plan, which is always the first warning sign. These caravan sites are absolutely massive. You could park the van, the Amarok, and still have enough room left for me to reverse badly in any direction. After lunch we're going to go into town and get some restock. We need a few things and we'll have a wander around town. It's a pretty cloudy day and it's fairly breezy, so it's probably not going to look its best without the sun on the water. But we'll go in town and have a look around, and tomorrow we'll really start exploring the area. Streaky Bay's got that, that classic coastal town feel. It's quiet, it's relaxed, it's full of people who came for the weekend and accidentally retired. First up though, we're just having a wander around town to get some stuff before the serious exploring starts. And by serious exploring, I mean driving out to lookouts, actually getting out of the car and saying, how good's that? Whenever we get to a new town, we always like to start at the Visitor Information Centre. But unfortunately, this Visitor Information Centre was closed. So we went to the pub, which turned out to be the Visitor Information Centre. Well, not officially, but more officially than the official one. The pub had everything you need: local history, road advice, weather warnings, fishing reports, and a man at the bar who kept saying,
"You don't want to go that way,"
without ever explaining which way. And we both knew we'd end up going that way. Good morning everyone. Today we are going to have a day of exploration. We're going to have a look around at a few of the things in Streaky Bay. Probably heading up to Peninsula Beach and then the Cape Bauer Loop, and if we've got time, the Westall Bay Loop as well. We're going to head in and get some water as well from Pioneer Park. I understand that's where you can get water. Caravan Park we're at, they're not on town water, so they've asked that nobody fills their tanks up, so we'll respect that and get our water from somewhere else. So we're pretty excited about what today is going to bring, so let's head off and see what it looks like. Okay, got to change of plans. First up, we're heading out to Cape Bauer and Whistling Rocks. We're on our way down to the Whistling Rocks and blowholes. It's low tide, so the blowholes only work at high tide properly. So we'll see what it looks like anyway. We're a couple hundred metres away from that, and you can hear that water, air coming rushing through. It's called Whistling Rocks because the rocks whistle. Well, do they whistle or is it more heavy breathing? I don't know. But it is a rare example of a place being named after what it does or almost does, instead of what the council hoped it might do. Well, the blowholes weren't really working today, which is fair enough. I mean, I've had days like that myself. That wave is breaking.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, yeah. There's another one that way too. This goes on. Is there a lighthouse at Cape Bauer? It sounds like there should be.
Probably. We are out on Cape Bauer. Look at the colours in that cliff face. With Cape Bauer still whistling away behind us, we took off towards the Westall Way Loop for more lookouts, dirt roads and hopefully a nice lunch stop. Of course, we're starving.
Great red.
Westall Way Loop is a loop, which means you can't technically get lost. Unless you're us, of course, in which case you can get emotionally misplaced. And our first stop is Tractor Beach. It's not a bad looking little camping area. The beach, on the other hand, is covered in weed. It's terrible. Tractor Beach. There's a name that suggests someone once had a very bad boat launching experience here, I reckon. This is our lunch view. How nice is that?
Beautiful view. Nice roll.
We've made it down to Smooth Pools, which is a nice little swimming area. It's a bit cool, the breeze, but I think I might go in anyway.
And it's a bit chilly, yeah? Yeah. A bit chilly.
19.
19 degrees.
Now, rock pools are nature's aquariums, except you've got to walk across slippery rocks to see them, which I suppose it adds a light medical element to the experience. We are just sticking our noses in here at Speed's Point, just for a quick look, and it's a pretty nice spot. You can camp here and the sites look nice. It's council run, so there's a fee of around $25 a night, which is pretty reasonable. Unless you were hoping it was free, in which case it's not. We just called into the Yanabe Sandhills, which are basically giant piles of sand put here specifically to test men who still think they're younger than they are. Naturally, I've decided to climb one. You coming up?
I'm not walking up there.
We are down on Palubi Beach, and this is the classic reason why we chose to stay in Streaky and not come out here. You've got nowhere to hide if it's windy, and this is just howling. This is about 15 knots on shore. Not pleasant. It's a nice beach, don't get me wrong, and a lot of weed down this end, the day use end. Up the other end, it looks pretty good. Doesn't look to be much weed, but Jesus Christ, it's windy.
Yeah, not at its best today, I don't think.
No. Be a nice place to come and stay for the day if the wind was good, and camp here if the wind was good as well. But that ain't today.
Yeah.
We are back in town. We've just come back from the Westall Way Loop, and bloody hell, that was good. We really, really enjoyed that. Lots to see out there, lots of variety. Cliffs, beaches, swimming holes, sand hills, it's all out there, and it's bloody good. We also did the Cape Bauer Loop, as you know, and between the two of them, if you can only do one, do the Westall Way Loop. I think it's got a lot more to see than the Cape Bauer. Cape Bauer, you got like a 10k drive out through just a dirt road out through the farmland. Then you'll get Halley's Beach, the Blowholes and Cape Bauer, all within 2 or 3, 4k's of each other. And then it's like a 10k drive back on a dirt road. So it was good, don't get me wrong, but I prefer the Westall Way Loop. Tomorrow is, we're going to go down to Cape Labatt and have a look at that, and Murphy's Haystacks and down that general area a bit further south of Streaky. This is Seafood on Stanley. I think the name comes from the fact that they're on Stanley Street and they sell seafood. Don't know. But we recommend you call in here. They're really nice people, and we ended up with some beautiful whiting fillets for tea. And this is the finished product. We crumb the whiting, the chips are homemade, and we season them with Lane's Magic Dust and a mango salsa. That's me pretending to be healthy, but it did make the whole thing taste a whole lot better. Today we're heading out to Point Labatt. Now it's a really special place because the conservation park there is home to the only permanent colony of Australian sea lions on the mainland. You're driving alongside of Baird Bay. It's beautiful. It's a really different colour from all the rest of the places we've been to. It's a real greeny blue. Welcome to the first episode of Fractured History, where the facts are researched carefully and, well, let's just say we'll use them as guidelines. On the road to Point Labatt, you'll pass this old deserted farmhouse, standing alone in a paddock like it's waiting for someone to come back, or leave again depending on which way you're travelling. Local historians believe it was built sometime between 1890 and 1990 by a bloke named Barry Labatt, who had no connection to Point Labatt whatsoever, which is why they named the point after him. No one knows why they left, but experts believe it was either hardship, isolation, or the family realised the nearest shop was just too far away. We have ventured out to Point Labatt this morning. Beautiful day. This is a sea lion colony out here, so we're just going to have a look at that now. Geez, you're a fair way above them here, but you can still see them really clearly if you use binoculars. It's one of those spots though where you just stop talking for a bit, which for this channel is a bloody rare thing. And they've clearly mastered the art of coastal living. Eat, sleep, roll over, ignore everyone. I've never respected an animal more. Look at them. No plans, no responsibility, no commitments, nothing. Just absolute professionals. We're now off to Murphy's Haystacks, which are not really haystacks and possibly not even Murphy's, so already it's our kind of attraction. If you're enjoying our journey, hit subscribe and join the experiment. We need some more test subjects. And we're just pulling into Murphy's Haystacks, those huge weathered granite formations that sit out in the paddock. They're one of the classic Eyre Peninsula stops and a great contrast to the coast. So it's $4 per person, and we just watched at least 10 people walk in and not one of them paid. Well, here we are in Murphy's Haystacks, and it's a lot more interesting than you might think, and spectacular. It's beautiful to look at all the rocks and the different shapes and colours. Very nice. They're called haystacks, but they're not actually haystacks. They're not even hay, but you can see how the name's stuck, especially if you squint a bit and ignore the fact that they're actually rocks. I think I'll meet you on the other side. I'll come through this one. I actually did go through the skinny one. I might be cuddly, but I did get through. There's Christine in there for a bit of scale. It's a lot bigger than you think. Well, that was Streaky Bay for us. 3 nights, a couple of coastal loops, whistling rocks, smooth pools, sea lions and haystacks. It's a cracking place to visit if you like the coastline, wildlife and rocks. Hey, I did tell you there'd be rocks. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe and join the experiment. It really helps the channel apparently. I don't fully understand it, but people on the internet seem quite firm about it. Hey, before you go, chuck a comment below. What would you rate Streaky Bay out of 10? Think scenic beauty, the pub location, the seals, our fish cook-up and all those bloody rocks. We'd love to see what you reckon. Anyway, we'll catch you later.